Welcome, everybody. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll take a holistic look at where Ireland stands on AI and the EU AI Act. Not just the Act itself, but the institutions, the national strategy, the politics, and the moments coming up that will shape Ireland's approach. Since February 2025, the rules on prohibited AI practices and AI literacy have been in force, and we are moving towards enforcement of the other key elements, including on high-risk AI. Ireland holds the EU presidency from the 1st of July, and in October, Dublin will host the International AI Summit. So this is a moment where Ireland is not just implementing the EU AI Act, it's also helping steer the agenda. We have a lot to cover, and like AI, we will proceed at pace. We want to jump into the EU AI Act in context and why Ireland matters in the EU AI Act story. So the 16 of the world's top tech multinationals with EU HQ in Ireland. In 2024, the computer service exports accounted for 278 billion. That's the largest export category for Ireland. As I mentioned, on the 1st of July, Ireland will assume the EU Council presidency, and on the 14th of October, the International AI Summit will take place in Dublin. So Ireland is simultaneously a regulator, a host, and a proving ground. As a regulator, most AI providers fall within the Irish supervisory reach via the Data Protection Commission, Coimisiún na Meán, ComReg, the CCPC, and others. Ireland is hosting the EU Council, which overlaps with key timelines on the EU AI Act. The National AI Office, the regulation of the AI Bill 2026, and the International Summit are all landing in the last 6 months of 2026. I want to just give a brief overview of the EU AI Act. The EU AI Act in one slide. It is a risk-based framework. There is prohibited AI, high-risk AI, limited risk AI. This would be like chatbots. We've got minimal, which doesn't require regulation. And then we've also got a separate category for GPAI. Similar to the GDPR, it is extraterritorial reach, so it applies to providers placing AI on the EU market, even if established outside the EU. The GPAI obligations, they have separate duties for general purpose AI models providers, including transparency, copyright policies, technical documentation, and extra rules for systemic risk models. We then have the fundamental rights lens. So on Article 27 requires that fundamental rights impact assessments are carried out by certain deployers. And then Article 77 gives designated national bodies new powers. So then we come to penalties. It's up to 7% of global turnover for prohibited practices, up to 3% for other breaches, and up to 1.5% for supplying incorrect information. To say these are significant penalties for organizations using AI.